Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Grit, Give, Recognize, Implement Time podcast. I'm your host, Steve Nathanson, CEO and founder of Strive for More. We're going to continue our conversation from last week around strategy, and today hit a couple key things around creating specific statements: purpose, mission, and vision. These are three key statements to understand and to know when it comes to strategy, because they are fundamental. They help orient us. They are our North Stars, if you will. With that being said, today we're going to cover what are those statements, how do we create those, and where can we look for already to naturally give us insight to craft those statements. So without further ado, we're going to dive right in. So when we talk about these three statements, purpose, mission, and vision, what are they? Our purpose statement is what we are meant to do. In a team setting, what have we been created to do, right? Why has the team been stood up? Our mission is how we're going to fulfill that purpose. And our vision is what does fulfilling that purpose create? What's the world going to look like? What's the impact it's going to have? So to help clarify that, I'm going to share two sets of statement examples with you. My own company's examples, and then another example as well that makes this hopefully pretty clear cut. So let's start with purpose. For me personally, I feel my purpose is to help others discover and embody their paths in life. That's what I feel I've been put on this earth to do. My mission, the way that I'm going to fulfill that purpose, is by providing world-class coaching and speaking to deepen the well-being of individuals and organizations. By doing that, by actually coaching people, by doing speaking engagements, it's going to naturally help people understand and discover not only what their path is, but how to actually act upon it, to walk it. And that's going to lead to greater well-being and fulfillment through individual work and also on an organizational level when we're talking about organizational strategy and execution. So this mission is, how am I going to actually help people do that? Then the vision statement is what that's going to create. And so for me, that fosters a world in which we treat each other respectfully, inspire each other to be great, and follow our hearts. That is what I truly believe and see comes from the work that I do, the coaching, the speaking, the one-on-ones, the organizational work. All of that leads to exactly that, to be decent people, to lift other people up, and to follow what we truly know is right for us. So you can see within my statements, my purpose statement is what I believe that I've been put on this earth to do. My mission is how I'm fulfilling that purpose. And then my vision statement is, what is that going to create, the impact it's going to have on the world at large. Another example is going to be one that's a little bit more kind of concise and clear on a, say, individual level. And let's focus that around hunger. So let's say my purpose in life is to feed hungry children. How do we do that? We know our purpose, to feed hungry children. Well, what's that mission? The mission that I'm on to be able to do that. And maybe it's literally just to provide food to hungry children through strategic partnerships with restaurants and grocery stores. Right? Very clear, clean, concise. Gets to the point. My mission is to provide food to hungry kids through strategic partnerships with restaurants and grocery stores. I don't need to get into the nitty-gritty details of what do I do with those restaurants and those grocery stores. That's not the point of the statement, to go into X amount of detail. The point is clear, crisp, clean, and concise statements that convey to the public what it is that you do, how that you do it, and what it's going to create. So we don't need to include that nitty-gritty detail, in the statements. Okay, so that's one key I want to kind of clarify as we bring it out, because a lot of times we can write something that's broader, longer, and includes those details when we can say something that's shorter, broader, and more concise and still get that point across. And then in this example, the third statement, the vision is create a world where children do not go hungry. So I created this example for us because it is a little bit shorter than the statements that I have to help kind of illustrate, right? Clean, clear, crisp statements. Mine do around something that is typically quote unquote kind of less tangible, right? The coaching angle, what does that do for us? A lot of times it's not kind of well understood until we dive into greater cognitive hardiness, well-being, increased communication skills, leadership skills, well-being, right? Those are all impacts of coaching. The hunger piece, that's something really tangible, right? That people can, for lack of a better term, sink their teeth into. They understand it. They understand hunger themselves. So again, within that last example, very crisp, purpose to feed hungry children, mission to provide food to hungry children through strategic partnerships with restaurants and grocery stores, and vision, create a world where children do not go hungry. Again, clean, clear, and concise statements. Now that we understand the structure and the meaning of each of these three statements, purpose, mission, and vision, part of the question may be for us as a team, what allows us to more easily create those statements? So I'll ask, what organizational guidance do you already have? Do you have OKRs, goals, expectations, anything like that that's already been defined for you? Anything that's already been shared with you? We can look at that for guidance to be able to help craft the purpose. We can look through history. What was the initial intent for the team? Why was it stood up? Does it still fulfill that? That's a great question because teams can shift over time. So just because a team was stood up for this purpose doesn't mean today it fulfills it, right? So just as a caveat to that, what were you set up for? Does it still apply today? And do you already have any mission or purposes that you're knowingly fulfilling because it rolls down from the top? These are great things to look into because they can make it easier for us as a team to take, say, that larger mission and purpose as an organization and then break it down specifically to what we do, what's our purview or scope, if you will. So when we talk about strategy, these are some fundamental North Stars for us, is knowing these statements, purpose, mission, and vision. A lot more is going to come on strategy. There's going to be more detail and in-depth on actually how to put together some of these things, how to talk about it, how to convey it, how to address, say, resistant folks. That's all coming up in the next couple of weeks. So I greatly look forward to continuing this conversation about strategy with you. And until the next time, be the movement in your life.